Hey everyone, Zach here, and welcome to Lesson 10 of this new series, Learning C++ by Making Games. In this video, we will code our primary while loop that will allow this game to properly function. This video and this series have been brought to you by my Patreon sponsors like Nemian Game. All of that said, fire up your project and let's get started. Alright, so here we are back inside of the editor, and we have our guess check from last time. We can get rid of this because we're actually going to have something similar later on. And now that we've talked about flow control a bit, what we're going to do is we are actually going to set up our check to see if the player has guessed the correct answer or not, which means we have to have a variable that we're checking against. So we're just going to put a new variable in here, and this will be int. Oh, sorry, I skipped a step. So we're doing this part and this part. We'll cover the random number in the section after. So we'll do favorite. I remember, even though I live in England, American accent, I'm going to drop the U. Favorite number. And we're going to declare this as 5 just for now. So we have declared and initialized a int. Actually, this should be an int variable. It's going to bug me now that I've noticed that mistake. An int variable called favorite number. We will make this random later on. Alright, so now that we have a favorite number we're guessing against, we're just going to come into here. Sorry, I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. Don't worry about this, the number of lines you have. And we're going to do while. And what we're going to do is we're going to do while guessed number is not equal to, so this is our operator for not equal, favorite, again, there's no U in that, favorite number. So while this statement is true, so while our guessed number is not equal to our favorite number, we are going to do some things. And because we have multiple lines in our command, we're going to put our curly brackets in. So while this is not true, do everything that's inside of these brackets. And we're going to do our std cancel out. And we're going to say you guessed, and then space. Remember, we have to have the space in, or it will butt, the number that we put in will butt right against that D. Guessed number. We need another space on this side, or we have the same problem with the word that I'm about to type, and. So the A and would butt right against that number. And that is not my favorite number. Again, you can use the stroke n, or you can use the std end line command. And then we're going to prompt the user to guess again. So guess again. And I'm going to do our std end line yet again. And finally, we need to do one more thing. We need to change. So we're going to dynamically change this variable of guessed number. So we need to in the guessed number again. Now, if they get the right number, so if this is not, so if they get the right number, in other words, this is not true, then we're going to fall out of this loop. So if we fall out of this loop, all we're doing is std cout. You were right, semicolon, and then just to make sure that the player knows that we actually have looked at the right thing, is indeed my favorite number. And then std end line. And then I return. All right, so let's test this. Let's try everything that isn't 5. So we're going to compile. All right, so let's try the number 78. You guessed 78. That is not my favorite number. Let's guess 4. Let's guess Bob. And, all right, by putting Bob in, we've created an error. So, yep, we'll have to check against that in a later video. That's part of iteration 2. Let's restart the compiler. So let's just do a number we know isn't right again. All right, so 6 isn't working. Let's try 5. You guessed right. 5 is my favorite, indeed my favorite number, and it's finished out. All right, So we've taken care of a majority of our first game. All we're going to do in the next video is we're going to start dealing with our random number generator, and then we are going to take care of how to make this a bit more, well, how to avoid that bug you just saw a moment ago, and how to make this game just a little bit more functional. From there, we'll move on to our next game. So if you've enjoyed this series so far, or the set of videos on flow control and setting up our first while loop, then go ahead and hit that like button down below. If you just really want to help this channel out, also hit that like button, because YouTube runs on likes, and it really does help this channel out. That said, if you want to be here for the next video when we take care of our random number, go ahead and hit that subscribe and notify icon so you can make sure that you're here for that video. And if you want to help this channel out further, consider becoming a supporter on Patreon. All of that said, I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.